joining us around the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the players. The former UK Open champion, the World Grand Prix champion, ladies and gentlemen, from Scotland, the Robert Thornton! And now, ladies and gentlemen, a six-time Premier League champion. He is the record-breaking, history-making, 16 times the champion of the world. It's Phil, the Power
Taylor looking to extend his lead at the top of the table. Rod Harrington, he's got the bit between his teeth now, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He wants to lead that. He wants to get that extra bonus of 25,000. But more so, he wants to be in front of Michael van Gerwen. I mean, that at the moment probably means as much to Phil Taylor as anything.
He says he wakes up in the morning, the first thing he thinks about is Michael van Gerwen.
Well, that sounds a bit sad to me, Dave. But, yeah, but that's what Phil Taylor's life has been. His whole life has been darts and winning. He hasn't had many people that are going to have been competing against him at his own level. Michael van Gerwen is not only competing at Phil's level, but a little bit above. And that's what's hurting Phil. And Phil wants to get the averages that Michael's getting.
Unbeaten run of 11 matches, they're singing his name. He's desperate to win a major title again. He hasn't got one in the locker.
No, he didn't win it at all last year. Robert Thornton did, he won the Grand Prix. Phil is desperate, that is the word for it. I mean, he's 54, 55 years old. He's still got the mentality of a 21-year-old.
You're heading to commentary. Wayne Mardle's already there. Wayne.
Thanks very much, Dave. So here we go. It's Phil Taylor takes on Robert Thornton. It is top versus bottom. 20 points so far for Phil Taylor. He's 2 points clear of Michael van Gerwen, and with a +3 legs difference over MVG, that could be all important come the last league phase game that will be in Rotterdam in a couple of weeks' time. Phil Taylor has won the Premier League on no fewer than 6 occasions.
60.
Robert Thornton had a real tough start, missed the second week through illness, but he's played better the last few weeks, of that there's no doubt. And against
60.
Peter Wright last week, He had his performance of the Premier League so far. Just not been as consistent as he'd have liked. But Robert Thornton, he knows that he can beat Phil on the big stage, and Phil knows it as well because he beat him in the final of the UK Open in 2012. When he's on, Rod, he's very, very capable, Robert, isn't he?
And he's got plenty of bottle, grit and determination, all that you need when you come down to the nitty-gritty of any tournament or game, or how to close a leg out. Robert Thornton knows how to do it, so that's why Phil Taylor mustn't give him any chances. Like Gary Anderson did in the previous match against James Wade. He gave him chances and Wade, he punished him. And certainly this man, Bob Thornton, will punish Phil if he gets the chances.
140.
Well, Robert last week, in the first leg, averaged 31, which is just unusual. But on numerous occasions, his first leg has been his worst leg. I'm just thinking if he's having trouble settling and maybe nerves are playing a part, because he's not had a best of leg here either.
58. Do we require 45?
Well, the big 13 for Taylor and the double 16. This will settle him down, and this goes in first dart, which it does. I have to say, Wayne, that these new darts, it's taken them a little while to get the shape right, get the knurls for the grip, especially at the back of the dart where he holds it. But now they're looking really comfortable, and they're going in the board right. His eyes are telling his brain that they look good, and that's where the extra confidence comes from.
Yeah, you have to love your equipment. I'm not insinuating that this is what I think the scoreline is going to be, but the last time these two met in the Premier League, it was 7-0 to Phil Taylor. So until Robert Thornton gets a leg,
85.
it's no surprise why he can't settle.
Well, he had a terrible run around that time. He was 8-0 up to someone else and lost. Sorry, it was Dave Chisnell.
Yeah, it was Dave Chisnell,
yeah.
60.
And, that does punish you. It really does, play on your mindset. But Robert Thornton, although he'll be nervous because he's in front of a big crowd live TV,
57.
he should be relaxed, a bit like Barney did. Barney walked up here, nothing to lose, got into a rhythm earlier on, and AD paid the price. Not that he'll make Phil Taylor pay the price.
60.
Yeah, but like you said, Barney got into a rhythm early on. Robert Thornton averaging 73 is clearly not in any kind of rhythm, but we know yourself, one good throw can change all that, can't it? You just need to feel like you're throwing them well.
It doesn't matter what you do in that practice room. You can play absolutely brilliant in the practice room. You get up there and it doesn't work. It can work the other way. You can play rubbish in the practice room. Get on the stage and find it straight away. 1, 2, 4. Now that's a long way off the treble, but that's not. Now the bullseye for Thornton.
99.
You kind of feel that he may get another 3 darts.
45.
Well, the odds suggest he will. The odds are against still. Oh, Phil just
87.
kind of nonchalantly throwing that one away.
25.
This is where Thornton can't afford to miss. When he gets chances, you've got to take them against Phil Taylor. And although they're greatly thrown darts, I mean, they really were good darts. Look how close they are, but they're just not in.
Tops for 2-zip. Double 10. That is 2-0. But that was on a Robert Thornton throw. Now, I don't care how strong you are in the mind, when you have beaten someone 7-0, then you go 2-0 up and you shoot a throw, and Robert is not playing well, he will be thinking, what on earth? Come on, no, not me, not again.
Did you see Phil pat him on the shoulder and just say, unlucky?
Yeah.
That makes it worse.
If he'd have done that to me, I'd have punched him in the ear hole.
140.
It is a. He may mean it on a nice gesture, but that's a little bit of gamesmanship, perhaps. And like you say, Wayne, it's something that would get at you.
Well, put it this way, Rod, it would have got to be in you.
Well, Thornton has got to get serious here. He's got to start finding the treble 20. This first start, that's where the first start's got to be, Robert. And it's very easy to follow it up. As you can see, the first maximum of the match goes to the Thorn. And it's all about that first start. Get the line and length. A.D. Lewis's 9 darter last week. I mean, the first dart, I know it sounds silly because all 9 darts are perfect, but the first one made the others follow it. It is so easy.
Phil Taylor has not finished top of the league since 2012. That was the last year he won it as well.
100.
MVG has been top. Gary Anderson, of course, won the Premier League last year. It was Raymond van Barneveld the year before. And we keep mentioning, Rod, about Phil's lack of major wins in the last 18 months. He's still one of the very, very best in the world, isn't he? You feel like it's just a matter of time.
Well, that dart down the barrel could have really cost Robert Thornton. Well, not that he's not in his heyday, but in his heyday this would be par for the course for Phil Taylor, but he's only going to set it up. Now that dart that was wasted, not intentionally, obviously, may have cost him a dart at a double.
Well, that's unlucky. 92 left, Robert. 60 leaves 32. Well, 72 left, but it's unlikely Phil Taylor will miss this. His doubling percentage over the tournament is 45%. So that tells you that he's normally getting more than 1 in 3, and that was the third one.
Well, Robert's performance against Peter Wright was exceptional. From the outset, found the treble 20 with his first dart a lot of the time. Scored really well and really punished Peter Wright, but this evening he just hasn't got it in his stride. But you have to say, Phil Taylor at 86. I mean, if you can't beat Phil Taylor throwing an 86-87, then you're going to make it tough work for the rest of the games.
Yeah, Robert Thornton last week did go from the sublime to the ridiculous, and against Peter Wright averaging 105, and against Barney it was the mid-80s. And he's putting in another poor performance tonight, averaging 83.
44.
Next few weeks, Phil Taylor has got Peter Wright, Adrian Lewis, and then that game I've already mentioned, Michael van Gerwen.
97.
Well, they're all tough players, but that is a tough run-in, especially with AD and Michael van Gerwen, and that could be to see who wins the league. Rotterdam, you could be in for something special.
Yeah, let's hope so, eh?
137.
Robert now looking for 2 trebles and the bullseye. We've only seen it once in the Premier League this year. That was Michael van Gerwen, and that's still the only time we've seen it.
60.
Well, again, Robert failing to set the shot up, leaving himself over the 100. The way he's playing, he's struggling. A couple of treble 20s. Well, now Taylor needs to find a treble, which he does, so there's a bit of pressure on the 110 of Robert Thornton. Now I'd stay there. I would stay there. He needs to have 1 dart at a double, Wayne. That was the perfect lie to find the treble 20.
It was indeed. 57. We went 57 last time, Phil. Do you fancy another way this time? Same result as last time. Now you go bullseye. Same result as last time. 17. Yes. Yeah. There you go.
61.
I'm afraid I still like the treble 20 way with that first dart, but personal preference as Robert Thornton finally gets a leg on the board. However, that was to only hold his throw.
It's his first leg against Phil Taylor in 11 in this year's Premier League. But it will make him feel so much better, Rob. When someone is
59.
beating you to a pulp 7-0, and then you go 3-0 down, you do start having these demons. You'd be a machine if you didn't.
78.
previously the 101. I just feel that treble 20 is the better combination. You know, if you hit the 20, you come down for the 57, at least double 12. Everybody likes double 12. But the second dart, if you hit the 19, is at the bullseye. The bullseye's a smaller target than the treble.
You've got to go 42. We've said it many, many times, Phil Taylor's shot selection is not always great, but the trouble is that his execution is better than anyone's over the years. That is why he's 16-time world champ, and that's why he's won this 6 times. The counting may not be perfect, but the actual getting of the finishes has been perfect so many times.
140.
You're exactly right, 50% on doubles, 3 out of 6 here for Taylor so far. Oh, that looks begging for another treble. And it certainly is. Taylor's first maximum of this match, and Taylor's never been someone that hits a lot of 180s, but he certainly hits more now than he did 10 years ago.
Tops for 4-1.
25.
That's a chance.
126.
57. Got to move over now. It was a bit of a blocker.
He is pitching a lot of darts low this evening. You know, when he's trying to score, a lot of those are going lower the treble. Well, that's not low. That is nearly dead centre for Phil Taylor, and a 4-1 lead in a race to 7. The thing is, Wayne, when a dart goes low, I mean, that's perfect for Robert Thornton. He should be able to follow that up, at least one more, surely. And that's what he's done. If a dart's just above, that's still perfect. Your eyes are telling your brain, that's perfect, I can find the treble. But a low dart for Robert Thornton, you might as well switch straight away to those 19s.
Yeah, you then start to push it, don't you, rather than just throw.
$140.
4-1 to Phil Taylor, but Robert Thornton playing a bit better now. And there we see Robert averaging 89. That was down to 82 just at the start of the last leg, but Phil struggling as well. But there's something that Phil is doing now that he wasn't doing last year, and that's performing like this and getting away with it. But he's only had two games that I can think of that were a bit iffy, if you like, but as Robert hits his second 180, but Phil is now winning matches when he's not playing at his very best, and that in itself is an art.
25.
Oh, that's the first time you've ever seen, well, not the first time, but one of the very few times that Phil Taylor just throws darts away. That's the second leg on the board. I mean, I can't remember like 6 legs in a match. Well, I can't remember that Phil Taylor was under a 90 average.
Well, the last 3 darts he threw, he couldn't have cared less, could he? He's caring now.
140.
It's a trait of Phil Taylor over the decades that never ever threw a dart away, Rod, did he? Just tried 100% on every dart.
100.
Every single dart, as if it was the only dart that mattered.
Well, it was.
Not when you're 300 behind sometimes. So there is the case, and James Wade was the king at it. You know, when he's that far behind, he doesn't want to hit a 180 because he feels it's wasted, and the chance of following it with another one pretty remote. So method in their madness to get themselves focused for the next leg.
Robert enjoyed that. I think there's some mileage in this game if Robert can continue to improve, which he is. He's now averaging 93.
100.
Big leg for both players. He's in again. Look at the confidence he's thrown the last dart. There was a bit of oomph there. There was a bit of venom, a bit of belief.
It's exactly right. A little bit more power in the arm, that getting the dart up. That's what he's got to do. But that's a good setup from Phil Taylor, but the 1-2-1 now from Robert Thornton. And again, he's low. You can see he's getting frustrated, annoyed with himself.
42.
So to go 5-2 up, Phil Taylor, double 12. Double 12 it is. Phil Taylor in a comfortable lead here. Ultimate game of the evening, and don't forget coming up, what a cracker, Michael Van Gerwen against Adrian Lewis. Firepower all the way should be in that game.
Robert just having a chat with
60.
someone in the crowd there. As you see, Michael Van Gerwen winner first game this evening over Peter Wright takes on Adrian Lewis, who lost to Raymond van Barneveld. AD, you feel, needs to get something from that.
Well, it's an absolute must. I don't know if AD was playing Barney thinking about Michael more, as Taylor finally finds his second maximum of the evening. Because when you're playing the double headers, if you're playing like Michael on second, maybe you've just got one eye on that, and you can't do that. You've got to play that first game as if it's the only game.
Well, Phil, I was going to say wants to switch, but he... Wow, that's incredible. That first dart really did block most of the treble, but he still found a way to hit 2 of them. 4 points to move 3 points clear in the table. 60, 11 or a treble. Well, that leaves 19. We'll go for a 3 to leave double 8.
105.
Well, there's 2 ways of going. The aggressive route is the treble 20, or the old-fashioned route, as we call it. Now it's 17. Oh, that leaves double 8 though for Robert Thornton, and
76.
a little bit of a rush start there. So Taylor comes back, he's got 3 darts, and Phil Taylor will not mind using all 3 as long as he walks away from the board. Oh, he's got to move to the right, and that should, well, sheesh, nearly moving off the stage.
Well, there's a target on the board, and no matter where he stands, Phil can hit it. That point means that Phil Taylor will appear at the O2 in London in the playoffs, even if he fails to turn up for the next 3 weeks. He won't, of course. I'm just pointing out the fact he needs no more points.
Well, there it is, Phil Taylor, top of the league, and that's where he wants to stay. Nice little 25 grand bonus, who tops the league going into the playoffs.
Yeah,
and more importantly, staying above Michael Van Gerwen.
Yeah, you better believe he wants to finish top.
43.
That's all he's interested in. Wants to win the league phase and then win the playoffs. Michael Van Gerwen, he alluded to the fact of, I want to win everything earlier, didn't he? And feels exactly the same.
$123.
Looking to slide one on top. Again and again.
140.
Well, for the first time, Phil Taylor has broke the 90 average in this game.
125.
Again, Robert Thornton doesn't like the dart low. Phil Taylor does not like the dart high.
96.
Cannot find the treble too well from a high dart. The flight and the stem and the barrel is covering it up.
140.
Yeah, great second and third. Certainly hasn't folded at all, Robert Thornton, has he? For the win. Stay there. Now wants 57 to leave tops.
59.
Robert Thornton
requires 70.
Register his third leg.
He's covered half the bed up.
30.
That's a well over pitch, you can see. His signage is flown out of your hands. So the treble 18 for Phil Taylor will leave him double 12 and the 7-2 victory. Now he wants this just under the tops, but a complete clear bed for Taylor.
That is the win. Phil Taylor wins 7 legs to 2. Robert Thornton remains bottom of the pile. Things not going his way, but Phil Taylor, everything is going his way. 4 points clear, a better legs difference over Michael Van Gerwen. Phil Taylor is top, remains top.
Well, it's always nice to be the bearer of good news, and that victory means you will definitely be at the O2 for finals night. Well done, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Struggle tonight. The stadium splits, it's all bouncy. Even Joe DeMarcus came like this. It's I don't know what's underneath, but something's not right. It was all bouncy.
Look, you can't average 110, 120 every week, so it's important to get a win when you're not playing at your best, isn't it?
Rob, it's got to be right. Simple as. Whether it's 110 or 105 or 95, that's got to be right. And it's not the same. It's not the same.
Just then you take credit, though, for grinding out a win. Because sometimes, you know, it isn't easy up there, and to win is to win, isn't it?
Not at all, no. Robert let me in. Robert didn't play well. He played rubbish, to be honest with you, what Robert can do. And he let me in, and I took advantage of it. But, you know, it's not the best win I've ever done in the world. It was difficult.
Yeah.
But, you know, you've got to get that right. The stage wasn't right.
You now go back 4 points ahead of Michael at the top of the table. I know he's got a game tonight, but you're going to leave Bournemouth still on top of the table, which is the best place to be.
I'm after Mark. Yeah, Michael's going to be. I think Michael now against Aidan. Aidan's got the ump now because he lost against Barney. But I think Aidan, he was practising really on it. I think he took Barney's a bit of an easy game, and it wasn't. And now he's concentrating on Michael. So you're going to see a different Adrian now against Michael. I'm going to sit back now and I'm going to watch this one.
Good, well, you could
be not you. Good bit, but it is. Seriously. He's got his head on. Before he didn't. I was telling Caden, concentrate. But he wasn't. He thought Barney's out, you know, and he's thinking he isn't going to concentrate, but Barney did.
No, I won't be writing Adrian Lewis off, don't you worry about that. I'm not daft enough to do that.
Not at all. I think Michael's in for a tough game. I'm not going to predict the score, but I think Michael's in for a tough one here. Trust me. Any betting people, get that stage fixed, by the way.
Let's hope it's a good game. We'll see you next week in Birmingham. We'll see if you can stay top of the table. Thanks, Thornton, Phil. Appreciate it.
We'll see.
Stoke Innovation.